If you're looking for an extra small travel trailer that is towable by a lot of different smaller vehicles, like a wide range of SUVs or smaller trucks like a Toyota Tacoma, Chevy Colorado, things like that, and you're also able to just camp a little bit more modestly, like this here is a really phenomenal option to take a look at that's also very practical, could even work as a family camper. So let's go take a look. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here taking a look for the first time at this 2025 Forest River Aurora 12 ROK. You'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen, I think. I say that because when I just went to look this up on Forest River's website, I did not actually see the information yet for this camper there. So if we are able to find the floor plan layout and the specs, we will add it over this video. But if not, it's because it's so new that it's not even on their website yet. So very interesting floor plan layout here. We do have the spec sticker that has a gross vehicle weight rating of 3,725 pounds. That's with a 595 pound cargo carrying capacity right there. So I will say, when it comes to like towability with different vehicles out there in the marketplace, I am not an expert when it comes to the towing capacities of every single different vehicle out there. What I can say is, if you are trying to figure out what kind of travel trailer or RV in general that your vehicle can comfortably tow, what you need to start with, more than likely to get a real true number on that, is call your dealership, give them your VIN number, and have them tell you exactly what the specs are on your vehicle. Because what I see a lot of people do is go and do a Google search and they just get a baseline number, but that baseline number is not always an accurate representation for the exact trim level and model of vehicle that they have. So for instance, if you just look up like Ford F-150 towing capacity, there's a bunch of different trim packages within the F-150 lineup that can affect the overall towing capacity. And not just the towing capacity, you have to be aware of the cargo or payload capacity on your vehicle and how that relates to the hitch weight of this camper, because that hitch weight is going to be part of what is added onto the payload capacity of your vehicle. Now, with that being said, there are going to be a ton of different SUVs out in the market that can tow something this size, and virtually any modern day truck will be able to handle something this size here. So this is something that you're not going to find many obstacles with in terms of, comfortably being able to tow something like this. Not only that, this is a fun little camper to take a look at. So as we go around this, first of all, you can see it has aluminum siding here, but it's more of this like flat style aluminum siding. Makes it look much cleaner. Really like the look and the graphics on here as well. This white looks very clean. Granted, this did come in like 4 days ago from what I'm being told. So this thing is like right off the assembly line pretty much. Has more all-terrain tires here. More than anything, that just gives it a little bit of a better look on the exterior. And then as we go around this way, we have a LP quick connect line there, so you can hook up like an exterior griddle or grill to that propane line. One of the first things that I am upgrading in my RV, and most other people upgrade in their RV, is the mattress, because most mattresses that come in RVs are just absolutely pitiful. As you can see here in my Alliance Delta that I have, this is what the mattress material is underneath here. I mean, that is hardly a mattress at all. I don't even know what this material is, but we're gonna get rid of this thing. And I'm going to swap this out with a mattress from rvmattress.com. They come rolled up in a box like this, so very easy to install in your RV, even if you are at a campground. And then they have RV size mattresses for any kind of mattress you may find in your RV, even bunk beds. That's another thing that makes them so great. They come with a 120-night sleep trial, so if you don't like what you got, you can return it. They have a limited lifetime warranty as well. They also have various different mattress types that you can choose from. So I actually went with the Dream Foam Essential mattress because that had the widest range of like thickness options and different comfort options out of all of their lineup. And I actually wanted something that was a little bit more lightweight and thinner in profile, that was a little bit firm, which the Dream Foam Essential was like the perfect choice for me there. But I did also get an Aurora Luxe mattress for my parents a while back for their fifth wheel RV, which is a much thicker, more plush mattress that does have different firmness options as well. So lots of different options out there. Now you can use the discount code MYLES here to get 30% off of your order. This is something I recommend for almost everybody, because nearly every RV out there just does not have a good mattress when you get into it on night one. And this is something that most people find wanting to upgrade pretty dang quick. So check that out. Again, you can use the discount code Myles for 30% off of rvmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. Then you have this big rear outdoor kitchen. So you'll see when we go inside, it does not have any interior kitchen space. Your kitchen is going to be on the outside here. And before I forget, one of the most impressive things about this model as well is it has a fiberglass roof. I was really surprised to see that. So 200-watt solar panel there and a fiberglass roof. Now, just because you have a fiberglass roof does not mean that you don't have to pay attention to your roof at all. There's still seams up there that are going to require your attention and are going to require you to check and make sure that those seams are not cracking, getting holes or anything like that, because water can still go in through those seal points if you're not maintaining those properly over time. So make sure to get up there and check those. You can get this Lippert retractable ladder to get up onto the roof. Also, if you're a little bit more on the ability to like lift yourself up, like for me to get up onto that roof and test and make sure it was a fiberglass roof, and then also I wanted to get up on and see what was on the roof of this camper and see if this was fiberglass or not. I actually just stepped up on here and thrusted myself up over the edge of this without even needing a ladder. So people that are still like more, on the younger side and a little bit more able to lift themselves up that way, you can also likely just jump off of this platform just a little bit and actually get up on that roof without a ladder too, which is kind of nice. Going back to this area though, you have a wrapped countertop material here. So not like a solid surface countertop. This is more in the terms of kind of like an entry-level travel trailer. Sink out here, really nice, being able to just wash your hands outside and things like that. And when I think about the camping experience, one thing that I love about having my RV that I didn't even realize would be something that I would love so much is when I go travel in my RV, because the space is more limited and confined, it just pushes me to spend time outside more. Like this morning, I'm here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we're taking a look at this camper here, and I have my travel trailer at a KOA campground. And this morning I got up, got out of bed, went outside, did an outdoor workout and things like that. And when I'm at my house, I'm just not so motivated to do those things. I'm much more comfortable to like, oh, let me just do a workout inside, or even worse, let me not work out at all and just lounge around in bed, because there's just so much space and comfort that comes with being in home. But when you have a travel trailer, and especially one this size, I really think it will just motivate you and encourage you to just spend more time outdoors, which I think is a big thing of what RVing is all about. Grill cooktop here, so you can see how that tucks back down into that space. And then we have our Furrion refrigerator right there. Freezer portion right there, it's still taped closed, but just a small little freezer portion. And then that is pretty much it. Although it's definitely worth noting as well, has a really nice thick baggage door back here, just rear door that has slam latches on it for that kitchen space. And then this is what it will look like when that door is down. So good looking travel trailer, little outdoor shower space here. Your water connections here as well. And looks like you have a sewer outlet connection there. This is interesting. Looks like it's just gonna be for your gray tank. Manual stabilizers on this travel trailer, so those will drop down manually. And then it's gonna be an exposed underbelly there. So that's your freshwater tank that you're seeing. All that means is if you're gonna try to camp in below freezing temperatures, you shouldn't fill up your water tanks and water lines. You should bring a different water source with you. Things like water jugs and water bottles and stuff like that for your water. Has a table down underneath here, so you do have this freestanding table to use in the interior space. And then this storage here also connects to the interior space. And you can see it's all wood framing on this travel trailer. Coming back around this way, single 20-pound propane bottle, manual tongue jack, and then you have your awning with a color changing LED light strip outside. And as we step inside here, it's a really cool, interesting floor plan layout in my opinion. Curious what you guys think, so let me know down below in the comments. You'll have a side mounted AC unit, so it's gonna be a little bit smaller of an AC unit, but makes sense because it's a little bit of a smaller space, obviously. And it is restrictive when it comes to height. So I'm going to turn this camera around so I can step in frame and show you kind of what I'm looking at in terms of height. So with my shoes on that I currently have on, I'm standing at about 6'2", maybe 6'3". And this is me standing straight up. That's what it looks like. So not a tall ceiling height at all. I would say if you're under, this feels like if you're probably under like 5'10", maybe 5'9", you might be able, maybe even 5'8". You might be able to fully stand up in this, but that's not a big deal. This isn't a camper that's designed for you to like be able to stand and move around freely. Again, this goes back to the principle of get outside, go spend your time outside. But when you are inside, you have the ability to sit here on the bed and hang out. You have the ability to sit down on this bench and hang out. And I'm gonna show you this bench here. Right now it's in a bed formation. So you have additional sleeping space here as well. If you have a young child, you still can have this be a family camper. Even if you have two smaller children, they can potentially share that bed there. So still can be a family camper with that. But when we push this cushion back and push this one back and get these back into their formation here, then you just slide this area up underneath there and you have your bench seating. Let's see, I guess it's gonna go like that there, so those cushions fill that in properly. Okay, so there, now you have your bench seating arrangement right here with this area. So you have two different spots where you can sit and hang out inside this travel trailer when you are hanging out inside. Windows are gonna have black pleated shades on them, no window on the door, so have a good sense of privacy. You have a vent fan up over this area, and then one of the most interesting things on this model is definitely the toilet. Toilet sits right here. It's kind of hidden underneath this space, so that's nice. You have the most exquisite privacy that you could ask for with this privacy curtain there. That is really going to, you know, give you a great sense of privacy. I could only imagine trying to use this toilet while everybody else is in the camper. Probably not a likely scenario. I think that's maybe just one of the only like considerations that you're gonna have to manage while being out on the road if you plan to use this toilet. But at the same time, keep in mind, there's a bunch of campgrounds you're gonna visit that will have restrooms on their facilities, so you're not always gonna be confined to having to use this. This second strange thing to this was like, why does this swivel? Swivels out, and then I realized it's because you have a cassette toilet here, essentially. So this is your black tank. You're able to take this out, and you can basically dump this in various different ways. This just gives you more flexibility with how you're going to be able to dump your tank, essentially, as this cassette style black tank there. Those are usually about 5 gallons. Is going to be where everything that goes through the toilet is going to be stored. So definitely designed to be like a weekend camper as well, although that just gives you the flexibility where even if you just go to a dump station or something like that, you just take your little suitcase and take it over to the hole in the ground and dump it in and you're good to go. Behind this area, shelving here, all of your cabinetry and like woodwork and stuff like here is all going to be wrapped material, so it's not like a solid hardwood material, but again, that's because it's a more lightweight entry-level camper. Little access to outlet right there. Looks like the AC unit is plugged in there. You have your solar charge controller here, and then down under this space, actually pretty good size storage there, and a furnace here. These are the little cabinets. They go to that outside storage where the table is at. Would have been maybe nice if this was like open enough to pull that table through this space. Outlets, USB ports here, and like a cable connection for a TV. I don't really see a good like designated spot for a TV in here though. You can see the shelving with netting there, the vent fan. And as we turn back around, yeah, I'm not exactly sure where a practical location for a TV might be. Maybe on that wall, I guess. Or you could always just set one up in this space. But this is definitely one of those campers I would say is probably like not maybe necessary that you need to bring the TV. Use a tablet, use an iPad, or just keep the technology off. That's up to you, obviously, what you want to do. But this is one of those campers that's more designed to push you to be outside the majority of your time that you're spent, you know, camping. Bed lifts up here. You have storage down underneath here through this space, and this bed is about 6 feet in length here, so it's not shorter than 6 feet from side to side. So if you are 6 feet or under, you can absolutely sleep all the way across on this. And then you have this shelf all the way up along this space for more storage. And then that's pretty much it. Price on this thing here is going to be right around $15,000 to $20,000. Dealerships are just starting to get this model in. So I think I'm seeing them listed around like 17 to 18,000 or so, somewhere right around there. And I almost forgot to talk about liquefied here, which is actually pretty important because when you're dealing with a small little cassette style toilet like this, you definitely want to make sure that everything is breaking down inside of there properly so that it drains out properly. That's what liquefied is for. It's a black tank treatment that you can find on Amazon. So they have it in this powder formula, liquid formula, and pod formula. And that's going to, again, make sure that your black tank there drains out properly, stays smelling fresh, and just stays healthy over time. So check that out on Amazon. And again, this here is at the Albuquerque, New Mexico store with Blue Compass RV. And if you're looking for your next RV, there's a link down below in the comments and description where you can find a store close to you, as they have over 100 different locations in 33 different states. And we're here to help you out when you're ready. Last thing too, you have a spare tire up underneath this space, and that's pretty much everything. So very curious what you think. Curious if you could see yourself traveling in something like this. Obviously it's rather small, but I legitimately could see myself traveling in something like this. I don't think this would bother me at all. Especially like I think about my brother, and my brother has a Ford Bronco. Like this would be such a cool little camper for someone like him to be able to travel around in and have something to pull like this. I'm not even sure though what the Bronco's towing capacity is and if it's within the realm of like what you could comfortably tow. And like the Bronco is one of those vehicles where you need to know, like, does yours have a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder engine? Because that's going to make a big difference on its towing capacity and things of that nature. But curious what you think nonetheless. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you're looking for your next RV, we're here to help when you're ready. That link down below in the comments and description will help you find a store close to you. And until next time, live firmly unbound.